everybody, how's it going? This is Danny, the Wicked Awesome Gardener, coming at you from the Wicked Awesome Garden. Nice and warm today, almost 60 degrees, almost there. Still have to have the long sleeves. Oh well, not gonna complain though. It's gonna be about 55 to 60 all week, not going below 40 at night. We're getting there. We're really starting to rock and roll. It's fantastic. I'm going to take you with me now while I plant some Brussels sprouts. And yes, I had to go to a nursery and get these because, full transparency, like I said I was going to have on this channel, full transparency, every time I have a failure or a success, you guys are going to see it. Man, my broccoli and Brussels sprouts just were terrible. That's the only way I can put it. No matter how close I put those grow lights or how much light I gave them, they still ended up super leggy and just falling over, and they were not going to make it if I were to transplant them out, so I gave up. It was my second try. I've got to figure out what it is. So if you guys have tips on how to not get my broccoli and Brussels sprouts to be leggy, let me know. The peppers were beautiful. The eggplants, beautiful. Tomatoes are looking beautiful. Nothing's leggy. Everything's nice and strong. But for some reason, those brassicas, man. So, I have Lieutenant Broccoli. Brussels sprouts. These are from Bonnie Plants. And these don't look great, but I'm gonna give them a shot anyway. This is what they call stir-fry broccoli, so I'm gonna guess it's some sort of broccolini, sprouting broccoli. I think that would be very fun, so I'm gonna plant a few of those, and in they go. Now, this actually was not a full tray. There are 2 empty cells here, but I'm not growing a ton of Brussels sprouts. I really only wanted to grow like 2 plants, and there's 5 in here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant 4, which is really more than I had planned, but I'm going to squeeze them in. And I guess I'll give that extra one to somebody who might want it. So I'm using some of the MI Gardener high intensity planting techniques here. And I'm going to space these about 10 inches apart. So I'm going to give them 10 inches on center, all that space to each side. I'm using a Garden Tone organic fertilizer. It's pretty great, so I'm just going to go ahead and put a bit in each of planting hole. Now, the thing you need to know about Brussels sprouts and other brassicas, broccoli, cabbage, is that they are very prone to what's known as club root. You don't want to have any air pockets down there. Here we go. We're just going to pop it in, bring it around, and you want to really pack that soil down. That's what's going to prevent that club root from happening. You're going to get the air pockets out of there. You're going to water this in really nice. So you really want to pack that soil in, and that's going to make for a much happier plant. We don't want to put the fertilizer right on the top of the soil. We want it down there where those roots are going to be able to find it and have it available for growing right away. So it's really easy planting. Pop them right in. That's why this isn't going to be a very long video. Just something to say, hey, hope you're having a nice weekend. You don't want to have a depression around the plant because that's just going to have water pool and cause all the water to be right there up on this plant. So it's good to feed these twice a year. A lot of things, you know, you feed just once, but these are really, really heavy nitrogen feeders. I'm gonna have, once all the cattle panels are set up here, there's going to be a row of beans, pole beans going up here over the trellis. Loosen that up and let those roots kind of start getting out. There we go. So the thing about beans and peas is they are nitrogen fixers. They have the ability to take, press that down really good. They have the ability to take nitrogen right out of the air and fix it down into nodules on their roots, which will feed nitrogen into the soil. So that will really help when growing really heavy nitrogen feeders like potatoes, tomatoes. Nitrogen is what's going to really help those leaves develop. Oh, see, now we have these two here are all rooted together and bound up. So I'm gonna very carefully try to get these. Yep, I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think these two are coming apart. They're too tightly bound. This is the part of gardening that I hate, guys. I have to sacrifice this baby here and pull him out. Oh, that hurts me. But this one will do well. It will produce really good. And I mean, I could have planted them up together, but then they'd be competing with each other for soil and nutrients and light. Press those in really well. Sorry, little Brussels sprout. We'll put that in the compost and it will go and feed the soil all around. And because we don't like to waste extra, we'll take this extra dirt that was here for those two empty cells, which must not have been empty at one point. Somebody snipped off a couple because that's a big healthy root system there. But we'll just feed it out on top of the soil and it'll help mulch in. There we go. We have 6 of these broccoli. And if you look up plant spacing for broccoli, it's going to tell you 18 inches apart. That's really silly, considering that that would mean I'd have to plant broccoli here and there and only have 2 in this row. And that's just crazy. A lot of the plant spacing you see is based on factory farming and really don't have many applications here in the home garden. You've got to remember that plant spacings are meant to be on center, and that means in the center of 18 inches. So you want to give them about 9, maybe 10 inches in between plants, and that will give you plenty of production in a small space. So, where these were planted about 1 foot apart, I'm going to plant these about 1 foot over. Similarly to planting the Brussels sprouts, I love to just put a bit of fertilizer in the hole there. This poor broccoli, the soil is so far down, so we're going to bury it right up to about there. Go. They are very prone to club root. You want to really pack that soil down. Yeah, this plant was really starting to suffer. really lean all my weight in there. These little sprouting broccolis, the broccolinis, say plant 18 inches on center, so we're gonna do those. I'm gonna do them a little closer together than that. See if we can get 6 all in one row. So we're gonna go a little closer together on them. Plus, I'm not quite sure they're going to make it. They already look pretty damaged. Just, you know, Home Depot plants can be great, but these ones look like they've suffered a bit. And because this plant is way healthier looking than the last of the sprouting broccoli, I'm going to take this and I'm going to do one more of the big lieutenant broccolis right here. And the reason I planted over here is so that most of the sun comes this way from the south. That way it's not going to shade out the little plants. And I gave it just a little more space from this other broccoli. Now we're going to go grab the hose. We're going to water these in. Quick apology on the quick cutoff on that video. While I was watering, a neighbor came home and started building something, so the construction really did not work out for filming. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, please click here for more content. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay up to date on our latest videos. Thank you so much for watching. I'm really excited to go through this journey with you while we grow something wicked awesome from yard to table.